Hello, welcome to my fireside chat. My name is Mike and I am riding the Trans-America Trail. Started from Asheville, North Carolina, and over the last 3 days I rode about 500 miles. I'm currently in Monteagle, Tennessee, a little bit southwest of Chattanooga, a little bit southeast of Nashville, and about 40 miles from Lynchburg, Tennessee, the home of Jack Daniel's Distillery, where I'm going tomorrow. Along the way, I have a GoPro camera. That's what I'm working on right there. And I took about, close to 3 hours of video along the way as I was going through the mountains and seeing all kinds of great sights and everything. I'm riding the 800 GS. That's about a 500-pound bike. I've got about 120 pounds of gear that I'm carrying with me. And as I said, I took video as I was riding through the mountains. And when I got here yesterday, I went to take the micro SD card, this little bugger right here, 64 gigabytes. And I took it out of the GoPro to upload and do some video editing. And I just found out this is a politician micro SD card. It's the only thing I can figure out, because everything I've tried to do to get the data off, it tells me the SD card is corrupted and it's not going to work. So there it goes. No more micro SD card for the last 3 days. That's it. However, the good news going forward is I have more micro SD cards and they seem to be not corrupt. So I'm going to be taking the camera along and recording some more video. From where I am today, I think I have another 2 days in Tennessee, and roughly 3 days in Arkansas, and maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days in Oklahoma. And then I'll get to my interim destination, Taos, New Mexico. And I'm gonna hang out there for a few days. What I do from there, still haven't figured it out. I don't know if I'm gonna go north on the Shadow of the Rockies, on the north path, or if the passes are open, I might go over through the Rockies and get over into Utah. But we'll figure that out when we get there. So for now, because I don't have any video, the only thing I can do is summarize my route and then promise to have more video for you coming up. So come back and we'll see something better. Just wanted to have this little fireside chat, let you know what's going on, and wish you a happy Easter. God bless. Here's my route for day one. I started over here a little bit south of Asheville, and where my bike was in storage. Got it out, cleaned it up, got it ready to go. I hadn't been on it in 6 months because it's still winter up where I live. So I had it shipped down here and picked it up, and I figured to get my motorcycle legs back under me, I would do the Blue Ridge Parkway through here as a warm-up for about 60 miles. It was a nice ride, lots of great views, lots of overlooks and everything. It was about 60 miles long, a few tunnels. There had been some cold weather and some snow and ice in the Asheville area. So if I went east from here, I understand from talking to people that some of the tunnels were closed because there was still ice on the inside. There was about a half a dozen tunnels that I had to go through, so I just took it slow and not a problem. The winds were pretty gusty though. And when I got over here to get on the TAT, North Carolina 09, I believe it is, going up there on the north, they closed the parkway due to wind gusts and couldn't get past a certain point there. The rangers were there, weren't letting anybody pass. So I had to adjust my route and come down here on Highway 19 and then jump back on the TAT up through some nice mountains in through here and came out through here. Now the first day I was just going to do a dry run get my legs back under me, and then officially go back to Asheville, get up in the morning after a nightly rain, and start fresh from there. However, I was having such a good time that I just kept going. I ended up out here, somewhere near Robinsonville, up here a little bit, and stayed for the night while it rained. And then on day 2 tomorrow, I'm going to get back onto the TAT over here and go all the way out to Tellico Plains and start the Tennessee portion. Not sure how far I'll get on day 2, but it's supposed to be clear and nice with no rain. So could be a 8-hour day or so, but we'll see how that goes. That's it for day 1. So for day 2, I got up in Robinsonville, North Carolina, and finished the North Carolina section, 2 or 3 sections, I think it was 3 sections, and ended up in Tellico Plains up here in the early morning. And then had to use the highway to get from here roughly here. Use the highways to get down to the start of the Tennessee section, and then did these through here. Now this was a lot of mountains, a lot of up and down, mostly dirt roads, a lot of gravel, a little bit of roadway, but most of it was off-road through the forest. So it was a long hike to get through here. And then of course on the other side I came from North Carolina to Tellico Springs. I guess that would go roughly all the way out here. And I stopped after that day. That was quite an exhausting long day. And I stopped in a town called Turtle Town, at a campground called Big Thunder Rock or Thunder Rock, whatever it was. It was big. And my campsite was right next to maybe 100 feet from where the main waterfall was, and it was loud. It was like sleeping underneath the waterfall pretty much. So it kind of helped me sleep good. I made some camp food, made one of those mountain MRE things that you get. It was pretty good, and set up camp. Everything worked out right. I had all the right gear. I'm going to get rid of a couple things because I have a few things too many. But overall, a good camp, a good night's sleep, and a good rest. And that was it for day 2. So on day 3 was another nice day, good weather. I got up early and left the campground and went through more mountains. A couple of roads, but mostly mountains, and some of them were quite dramatic. Views all day were outstanding, but this was a lot of dirt roads to get through here. This came from Tennessee at the start, and we're now in the Georgia portion. Georgia mountains are big mountains, I'll tell you that. Little dash in Alabama there, and back up to Tennessee. And then up to Kimball, which is about here. And then over to Monteagle, which is right over here, up 41. Why Monteagle? I don't know. No reason whatsoever. It was just a reasonably priced cabin motel up here, and it was only 10-15 minutes off the designated trail, so I went for it. It's pretty quiet here, except for the occasional siren on the highway over there. And that was the end of day 3. And this is where I found my broken SD card, my corrupted politician SD card. And now I'm back on a regular, or a newer, non-corrupted SD card. So I recorded this fireside chat in my ride summary. Tomorrow I'm going to get up, I'm going to ride out here about 30 miles, and then I'm going to go to Lynchburg, Tennessee, which is right around here, and visit the Jack Daniel's distillery, hopefully get a quick tour, with some souvenirs, and then I'll continue the ride. I'll probably try to get through most of Tennessee tomorrow, but I think it's going to take 2 days. I'm not sure. The mountains are mostly over here, or the big mountains. This looks like the smaller mountains, and maybe even some just long flat stretches. So we can hope, but we're going to do it anyway. That's it for day 3.